and no stream.
Yeah.
Please
Cool.
capture.
Let's go.
There we go. Live boys.
Reloading.
Your mic.
Yeah, hello. What happened to it? Static now. Okay, let me fix it.
Reloading.
We better now.
Request arrow.
Reloading.
1 second. Yeah, it should be better now.
Yeah, it's good.
Help a girl out, would ya? Cheers, mate.
Just close Discord also. ISLC, whatever that thing is. Go performance mode. Wow.
B. Is that? Minus one girl.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, I don't need to
Nice.
Oh my god.
Lagging. Now it's
Something
smooth.
over there.
A bit smooth.
Can't place it. Like us.
Does anybody have a Vandal skin? Who have Vandal
Need a
skin?
drop. No. Thanks.
Help me,
Thanks, buddy.
someone.
Reloading.
What rank are we playing on? Oh, 20.
I think
I'll
this
play
is.
Jet,
Oh,
Jet.
20 FPS.
I play mid.
Yeah, update and wait. I'll update my graphics driver and then I'll stream. Now I'll get more FPS.
Hawk out! Finished. Hawk out! Sleep tight. Hawk out!
You have the turret, right? Killjoy?
Enemy spotted!
One enemy remaining.
That's
Spike
spawn.
down A.
Take my Vandal. Oh, you took it? Mark it. Careful, Jet, careful.
Nice. You got the Vandal? Okay.
I'm feeling myself right now. Y'all better keep up.
Oh, I have up skin, dude. You want? Jet, drop me your climb. Yes.
Turret out!
Killjoy, place your alert bomb here.
Reloading.
Oh my god.
Alarm bot.
Come here. Oh fuck, I'm not tired already.
Careful, B.
Yeah, I'm playing with you. I'm here. I'll give flash.
Don't worry.
Hit 101
Here.
Come. Don't watch B, no one's gonna come in. Watch double doors.
Okay.
Trust me.
Spike down mid.
Jet here.
Someone's mid! Here!
What is this called? They're here.
Nah,
I'm coming
Here.
Wherever I'm pinged, okay, that hall area, whatever. Sage is there.
Spike
He's vandal.
down B.
Jet mid.
Jet mid.
One
Sage
enemy
is in
remaining.
A. Oh, okay, nice.
team is
Side
good,
mid,
team is
right.
good.
Team and team.
He's good team.
I'm gonna smoke him.
Don't smoke.
Jet for here.
Careful.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, after this game, I'm what's it called? Updating my drivers. I'm lagging hard.
Well, I
You know.
reckon
Anyone
morale's
need
getting
Vandal?
pretty
Anyone need
low
Vandal?
over there.
Who died last round?
Help a girl out.
If you-
I'll take this, take.
If you're gonna double up, just don't because in this map free cake is.
By me.
Here. The gun is here. Gun is here.
What the? That far I have to go now.
Are they asleep?
Nice.
Here, here.
Who's blocking
Oh,
sight?
nice. I'm coming to you. Wait, come. No.
I can't, man.
One B.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
No one's playing with me.
I went to get Vandal. It's not my fault. These guys are telling Vandals are there.
Careful here also.
Yeah.
No. Help. Hey, it's a.
Stop it, shit. You're a fucking whiff.
Do you think flashes are even useful in this map?
Mid.
Last player standing.
40 tag.
KJ minus 74. Going B maybe.
To dust.
Got this. Yeah, this guy got this.
You sure?
Yeah.
Spike planted.
Nah.
I don't got this.
Thrifty.
He don't got this.
Nice.
I take him
He was
90.
he was minus 74. Nice try.
I take him 90.
Jet.
I hate to say
Give me.
it, Probably best to play as a
Oh,
team.
oh,
Buy me
no,
off,
no,
buy
no,
me
no,
off.
no,
So,
no. Give me
Yeah.
Vandal.
Can I get this? Thanks.
I don't have skin. I don't have skin.
I cannot even enjoy my
Jet. Request.
guns.
Need a drop. Thanks.
Stay with me, my guy.
Look at where I am, man. How much you want?
No, because no one else is gonna listen to me. That's why I'm telling you.
Turret out.
B.
Spike
This guy
down
playing
B.
Guardian only. What the hell?
Hawk out.
Not in mid. Maybe falls.
Oh, 2v.
Come on.
You will not kill my allies. I've got your trail.
I'm going in.
You can save the op.
Last player standing.
Take
Spike
now,
planted.
sled.
Come on, people, easy.
Yeah.
Hawk out. Blinded.
20.
They're not even blind. 132 tag on the jet.
This place is nice, but not nice enough to die in. Let's win and get out of here.
Come, let's push beaming and keep going. Oh, shit.
Second
Come,
op.
come.
SMG.
Need a drop. Thanks.
No. Wait. I need to buy gun.
This guy wants to go Guardian, no? Let me also go Guardian.
Request gun.
Need a drop. Thanks.
Vandal.
Need a drop. Thanks.
I just scammed this guy. Hardcore scam. They're coming A or B?
Turret out.
Here,
Eh,
here.
I should have flashed.
Wanna smoke? Hold on.
You should run.
I'm blind.
Yeah, okay.
and they-
Cover going out.
Spike planted.
Enemy spotted A.
Doable.
Really
Doable.
doable.
Here.
One side.
Last player standing.
He got this. If he ults, he got this. He got this. If he ults, he got this.
Yeah.
I believe. If he ults, he got it, man.
One enemy remaining.
He got it. Come on. You know where he put the alarm bot. He got it. Lift on him so bad.
I got your back.
Trash idiot.
Just, you know, from the front.
I had a very low time. Jet.
Need a drop. Thanks.
Yeah.
You wanna play AD cake?
Careful.
Yeah, come.
Sorry.
Here.
Push up here, right? push
Here.
up here.
How much pushing you want to do? No, I'm ulting
Stop with
only.
the other one. No, don't.
I'm ulting. I don't want to risk. You want to go down there?
Bullshit, no, it's a get trap.
Nice.
He's not in that trap. I flash and then.
Needle.
You can follow my cabbage. Whatever that thing's called. They all were captured on site. And one mid.
Nailed.
Nice shot.
One enemy
Hey,
remaining.
one more.
Nice.
Spike down mid.
Yo, kill him! Take us off.
Take off.
We know what we're doing.
Jet, give me gun.
Trust each other and we'll be fine.
Can you buy me? Can you buy me?
Thank you.
Can you buy me?
Tell the soulmate to buy you.
Somebody buy him.
Omen,
Jet,
buy
buy
me.
him. Jet, buy him.
Break the dog which is coming, I'll help you kill the guy. Don't worry.
Okay, fine. I'll break it down.
I'll take my spot. The spot which I like.
Just watch here. I will take care of this.
Careful there.
You
I don't
sure?
even know the callouts, man. I don't know shit callouts.
Here, come on.
B.
I'm pushing. If I die, I'll tell you where he is.
Yeah, mid.
One.
Yep, that is what. B.
Huh?
Reyna killed.
One more.
Bunch of guys B.
One mid. One, oh fuck. One mid.
One mid, one B.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Just mid.
Last
Spike
one.
down B.
Nice one.
Nice.
Easy one taps, baby. One tap.
Hey, Killjoy, I get a Prince boom, I mean turret somewhere here. Yeah.
Wow.
सानी से तोड़ देंगे ब्रो.
Reload him.
कुछ नहीं निकल पाएगा.
Turret out.
Same thing. Hello. What's the same thing?
Time for a field test.
Sorry.
One here.
Multiple here.
Three T and mid. Killjoy and Jet low. 62 tag both.
Don't have a
You
gun.
see him?
Bunch of guys
Going
defend the
big.
spawn.
Blinded.
You got the spike.
Spike down. Defender spawn.
Stay down.
Get back.
Killjoy
1K here, 1K here, 1K here.
Heal up, squad.
30 seconds left.
No charges left.
Take it. Hey, where are you?
Healing over here.
One enemy remaining.
Last year.
was mid. He's here.
He's coming.
Where? I don't know shit callouts.
Phoenix.
Ping. Danger ping.
Someone hide now. Someone hide.
Take my off.
10 seconds left.
Take my off, take my off.
Where?
Within by gun.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh, that's
Got it.
Give me off.
Got it, bro. Oh, this guy wants to go Guardian just because it's a Guardian map? What the hell?
Sky, give me your Vandal. You take this.
Time for chaos. I'm annoying.
Come on, Jet, let's go.
You mean come on, Jet, I'm 6'5".
B.
I don't think he was saying kill per se.
Watch me, I'm leaving. Yo.
I'm taking off and I'm
Phoenix.
ulting.
Watch it.
I'm ulting, bro. I'm ulting. Go follow my cabbage.
He's 130.
You should run.
Initiated.
Careful now.
Enemy spotted.
Here.
Got him.
Nice.
Spike down B.
Sage low, -7.
will not kill my allies.
Bunch of guys B.
Spike planted.
Oh, you have what?
Hawk out.
Touch me.
Healers down.
Sorry. I wolf. They're on back left, back right. Both there. One concussed, both.
One enemy remaining.
Last one.
Last player standing.
You got this.
He's kinda low.
Nice one.
Let's go.
Almost whiff.
I can whiff. I hit him on his leg.
I mean, it's kinda not your fault. He's updrafting. You can't aim that right.
His leg.
Give me
How was
skin,
he low?
give me skin.
How the fuck was he low when I hit him for 114?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Guys, can
Roman,
we
if they rush like madmen, just play here, okay? Kill me. Thank you.
Can you buy me? You have overflow. Buy me.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm watching here.
Watching
It,
here.
I'll peek off your contact. If they're turreting, I'll just splash and peek.
Let's fly.
Can somebody watch my ult?
No, I'll just. They use it for retake. I hear them.
Yikes.
Kill her, just go.
I'm
here,
not
just
peeking
go
off your
here.
contact. I don't think they know I'm here.
Here, mid.
Grounded.
They killed me.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Wait.
Flawless.
Nice one, guys.
Nice. Clockwork, baby.
Last round before the switch.
This map is kind of funny, you know?
Reload him.
It is fun when we're defending.
No,
Kill
when
her,
you're attacking, though. This is attacking.
Place
map.
here like Molly.
Nah, I don't. Is it?
Like alert bomb and Molly's over here. Because the jet gonna dash in here every time.
Bro, Killjoy is actually a vibe in this map, you know?
Nah, it's not.
Yes, they did.
Nah.
Oh, I just forgot. They don't have a smoker. Looks like they're losing an attack.
Catch it. Cover my ult. Can you?
Get out of my way.
Tell me if they're mid.
Out.
B, I guess. B.
I've got your trail.
Reload him.
Spike down B.
One still
Sage
made.
also mid here.
Come on, let's
Camping.
go.
That Sage is trash.
Sage here.
One he's coming behind. Yeah.
Oh, one here.
Someone's B.
Nice shot. They're planning B, I guess.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Last side,
Yeah,
side.
planning,
Spike
planning.
planted.
Pillar behind pin.
Careful now.
Nice.
My ult's not ready.
That Sage is trash.
Reload him.
Let's go,
Trying
baby.
to be back to set up.
He's trying to grim me.
Nice one, baby.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm tracking.
My setup.
Was that important?
Going up.
Dude, I told you he was coming.
No, I heard of such a
Switching sides.
Because
That also.
Reload him.
Help a girl out, would ya? Jeez, mate.
Now I can play Skyro. Oh,
Okay. You guys go from A, okay? I come from mid, okay?
Uh,
If you had a Viper wall, no? I always flash out that
I'll
wall
watch.
and be simple.
I'll play from here. Watch back left.
I like Viper and Sky on this map.
what? You make Viper?
Sentry.
No, I like Viper and Sky on this map playing. Not me playing. People having Viper and Sky on this map.
Yeah, because Viper was really good. You can fucking cut
Here.
it.
Yeah.
I got
Stop giving me stuff. One simple wall also to be complete.
Oh shit, bro. 1 minute.
hunt.
Goes left, full dash.
Man.
90 tag, bro. Come on, peek with me.
Spike's down.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
wait, 104. Killjoy.
How did I not kill the Reyna? I tagged him for 90. Did any of you not tag Reyna?
Okay.
You know what can this Phoenix do?
What?
Wall
His
away.
flashes are anyways useless in this area. He
I got
flashes
this.
people from 1 kilometer also will see his flash.
Give me.
Going middle. I think from here.
Yeah.
Go B, go
Yeah,
B,
yeah,
simple,
Play
go
for
B,
picks,
go
play
B,
for
go
picks,
B.
play for picks,
Yeah,
play
yeah.
for picks.
Oh, fine, we're playing default now.
Let's play the same. Come double nest speak it. I take him for 145. You
Turret out.
I'm going with.
I think I had him. He's starting. He's peeking right side. Wait, I'm jumping down.
don't need to jump down.
You should have said that.
Yeah. We're going
I'm
to-
jumping down so I can, surprise fight him, but I didn't know Sage will also come there.
Enemy spotted mid.
Follow.
Side you.
RC Phoenix is lurking. Indian lurker. If he gets 1 kill, I will respect him. Gets 0 kills, he's a trash player.
Hold on.
Turret out.
Get 1 kill, come on Phoenix, come on.
Last player standing.
Okay.
Spike
nice.
down A.
Minus 40.
Look at that Sage.
70.
Eco Fragger.
It's okay.
The Eco Fragger.
Trust my boss.
Sage. Easy.
Punctured that one time and honestly,
Injection.
missed that finger.
Come B.
Where? Let's play together, guys.
Can you come here?
Okay. Come, Phoenix. Phoenix, come.
Phoenix.
We need you.
Phoenix, hello, come here.
And break it.
Oh man, you have to smoke over
Here.
here. Thank you.
Here.
Okay.
Placing sentry.
Break it, no? Break it. Well, again close left. He's concussed.
He's king.
How much?
I don't know, I wall banged him king.
Oh.
Here.
You need heal? I'll tell you.
Going up.
Alarm. Reloading.
Look at where he's walling.
Lights down.
Coming back.
No, what the fuck?
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
One for shield. Not here.
What the hell?
Bro, it's not doing your plant.
Why would he flank? What is he doing? He's not defused. Bro, what are you doing?
Omen, tell me one thing. Why are you
Are you
flanking your
retarded?
teammates? Just clear the teammate, take the fight. Why are you coming flank?
Remember, stay out of the fire. Super high.
Not even planted for you, you're going flank. He's waiting you killed her.
Wait,
What are you even trying to do?
I have
Are you trying to be Phoenix?
Give me.
come B, bro.
Oh yeah,
That was awful. Thing at all.
Reloading.
exactly.
Wait, there's the ult or come.
Are this Omen?
The ringer is gonna ult right now. There's no point.
He's using these guns because he has low FPS. Name says it. The name says it.
Don't let me take ult or
Reloading.
Get shit on.
Blocking sight. Reloading.
You have gun?
Right now?
Nice one, bro. We'll come at B only. We'll come at B only. I get flash.
Flash me, but it won't.
Sorry.
Healing over here.
Should I ult?
Awesome, focus it.
Come inside!
One enemy remaining.
Behind you.
Pass me.
Make.
Hawk out.
No one fast. Spike down. Just go. He's gonna come to CT. Just do that. You have your dog.
Let's together.
Yes.
Heal on, squad.
I need to first reload my gun. I'm dogging.
Time to hunt. Careful here.
Play off your turret. Play off your turret.
Could have
Yes.
predicted this. Alright.
And you panic too much when you're dead, man.
Yes, because I don't trust my teammates. I trust you.
You are panicking too much. This is too much panicking.
Give me a vandal.
I need a drop.
What are you?
Cheers.
Give me
Oh,
a-
my vandal.
What do you mean? Why would I want my vandal back to me?
Here.
You said give me your vandal.
Here.
I ult here.
Here.
I also have my ult. I will play the
Keep
left
up.
hand. I will play this, okay?
Placing sentry.
Break it.
Initiated. Here.
One back. Side,
Healer
one
down.
Rena
Alarm
side,
bot
Rena
out.
side.
Finish.
Dead.
What? Oh shit!
Sorry, man. Sorry.
Placing swamp grenade.
One
Backstab.
backstab.
Here.
He's going.
One enemy remaining.
No, I don't know callouts of this map, man. Hit it! Kill him! Come
What the
on!
fuck?
It gives me 216 damage.
We're playing in a black lobby for sure.
This is flat lobby for sure. Okay.
Yeah, give me a vandal.
Help a girl out, would you? Cheers, mate.
Can you drop?
Go Guardian, no? That's what the gun you need. I actually convinced him to go Guardian. Oh shit, I convinced him to go Guardian.
They all have ult.
I'm flashing. Wait. I don't think that flash works. Right? Sorry.
Nice one, man.
There.
I've got your trail.
Follow. One turret here, right here, and one more. Turret there.
No, hold on. I got
One
Oh,
One enemy remaining.
Nice one.
backstab, last backstab. It come.
he's.
Here.
Watch CT. CT plant.
holding
For
city, I'm
me,
holding
just
city.
plant for me. Just plant. I'm watching every other angle. Just plant.
What do you think? Icebox is better or?
Here.
Breeze, I need it.
Why not icebox, bro?
Copy off. Don't peek him, please, for heaven's sake.
Bomb grenade out.
He will peek. This Omen will peek. For sure, this guy will peek.
Placing sentry.
Play off your turret, Killjoy. Play off your turret. Nice.
God. Killjoy God.
Nice one.
I'll drop you, the vandal.
Match point.
Almost done. Cool.
Okay, I come in now. Go.
Okay, let's
me,
go.
trust me.
I can ult here, okay? I can ult here.
jet bomb.
Turret out. I got yous, okay?
God.
Get out of my way.
Close left, he's close
You
left.
should run.
Bro, what?
One enemy remaining.
Nice one. Nice one, nice one.
GG guys.
Walk out. Spike down.
Where is he?
Backstab?
Kill him
I don't
with my ult.
He's
Can I
back.
kill him with my ult if you don't mind?
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Please.
Go, go.
You know I need the matchup with these boys.
Blinded.
He's flashed, go.
Yeah, he's back there.
There you are.
As GG's.
Attackers win.
Hawk out.
Healing over here.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna update my things.
So when you
Come
coming
back.
back?
In an hour maybe.
Cool, I'll try again, Michael.
But
Hi, Drake Dufter.
yes, you do.
teams, and Fnatic, they could funnel in and take advantage of that.
Region that sets up the metagame, right? People are always
to screens or even nano swarms, but they're gonna have to make sure that Delzik stay alive, because if Delzik dies, that's a big part of their utility game plan.
Correct, yeah.
And he's gonna have to bring it every single round.
Yeah, well, we're going to see that in a moment here, folks. But be sure to join in on the fun using the hashtag Verizon 5G All Chat, and we'll feature your tweets throughout today's broadcast. Should be a good time. Make sure you get out there and you're talking about the games. Speaking of socials, we had a poll on Valorant Esports, and fans believe that Fnatic will win today's matchup by 83%. Now it's time for our trusted analysts to do the same. So, gentlemen, Veli, we'll start with you. Let's just go down the line because I know we want to get into the matches. Who do you got winning this one?
Oh, Fnatic 2-0. No doubt about it, GB.
Wow. Okay, spice coming out of Veli. Achilles.
I have to agree. I think this is going to be a 2-0. I think depending on what the map draft looks like, it might be a 2-1, but either way, Fnatic taking the win.
Okay, and Lothar, finally for you.
Well, if we would have 5 analysts here on the desk, one would have said that it's Crew, right? But it's not me. I'm gonna say Fnatic. They're gonna take it probably 2-0, but close matches.
All right, well, it's going to be some great games, without a doubt, folks. But that is it. Are you ready? Because the games begin in Reykjavik right now.
Congrats on the watch. Cracking me, cracking me. I'm gonna watch the match.
Welcome to Masters, ladies and gents. Fnatic facing off against Crew to kick things off. I can't imagine a better way to test out the global talent coming into this tournament. Fnatic, of course, deemed as the mad scientists of Europe, constantly evolving that meta, pushing boundaries, changing it up, and Crew. I've not heard the word Dark Horse thrown around since 2013 Katy Perry. These boys are the real deal, and we've got to see what they can bring to the stage. And of course, before we get to that, we've got to also look towards the map veto. What do these two teams want to do when it comes to the stage that they play towards? The battlefield is going to be set any second now, and of course we've got our expectations. You're probably not going to see too much play to the likes of, you know, if you're playing Fnatic, you might want to take out Bind. But I'm of course not alone in bringing you this and theorizing what's coming up. I'm joined by the one and only Hypoc. Now, how are we feeling today coming into this, especially with that map veto now just moments away?
I mean, yeah, it's going to be a very exciting matchup. I think, obviously, the big talking point, obviously, already covered on the desk briefly, is Fnatic and obviously Split. I don't think, you know, when we look back at the improvements overall, I don't think it's going to be underprepared this time around. But is Crew the team really? There you go. No surprises. Straight away comes through. Here's their permaban. So not going to see it at all today, Lauren.
Yeah, as part to expectation, whether or not they've worked on that behind the scenes, and there, as highlighted earlier, Crew going to take away Bind. A very good veto to start with so far, I think. The safest beginning, but this now leaves it up to Crew to set the pace on that first map choice, and it looks like Haven's going to come through.
Yeah, and that's actually a more interesting one. We can break that down in a second. Obviously, wait to see Fnatic come through and select here next. Actually, going to go ahead and pick attack on Haven as well. That's,
okay,
that's
not too unexpected, but it's...
Yeah.
It's okay. It's going to set maybe a tone.
It does indeed. As again, expectations-wise, I mean, the rest of the map pool. Icebox coming through is an interesting one. That's
okay.
I mean, that leaves an interesting dynamic for the decider here. Obviously, being Ascent, which actually leans a little heavier in Crew's favor, I would say. I mean, Fnatic no slouches at all on that map, but definitely makes it interesting. I think Fnatic potentially left this open to expect the 2-0 closeout, Lauren, honestly.
Yeah, if it goes all three, that's when we are gonna have to put a question mark potentially beside who wins it. But the man on the screen winning hearts and minds, it seems. The press conference for him, they discussed the map veto. Boaster aware that there was some faults, there were some flaws, and yes, in a best of 5 grand final, you could see them being pushed. However, best of 3 to begin with, they should be able to operate comfortably. But again, for the people out there who depend too much on statistics, for example, they'll look at Icebox, they'll look at Crew and go, they've got it sewn up in the bag, but it's only 3 played games. Yes, they were good games, but again, that's within a region we don't get to see too often. And this is the chance to actually see, are they really a dark horse? What is that level of competition coming in? These are all questions we can start reiterating once we get into the game. There's no point over-hashing it. I know everyone's been out there kind of dedicated to the crumb trail. They've been trying to hoover up of both these teams. Oh, what's going to happen? But there is a real threat with Crew. I think Achilleo said low expectations, and I almost disagree. I think they've actually got some quite high expectations from not only their region, but a lot of the analysts out there. I mean, you've got your plat chatters out there, you know, a couple of pieces and a couple of people definitely giving them a little bit of room. Maybe because of the playstyle that we've heard of, Maybe because, hey, they run very similar comps to EU. They've got a little bit of that stylistic matchup that could be interesting. But do you think it's enough to best Fnatic?
Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? In terms of expectations, yes, this is a huge opportunity for effectively put the region on the map, right? A big kind of, is anomaly the right word? To be drawn up against Fnatic as well. Like you said, we're taking inspiration in certain aspects from strategies, compositions, but this really is the real test. It's like, you know, can they do it better than Fnatic, right?
Isn't that just the quandary on most of our minds? And of course, as the players settle in, we will start looking towards the agent select as soon as they are comfortable. There's no rush on that really, because I'm just happy we get a LAN. Like, can we be honest here? Like, I know we're doing the whole like hype thing and it's Masters, but like, we're on LAN. We get to see regions now playing each other that, again, you can theory craft and you can analyze, you can pore over the replays and you can read into it what you will, but finally we get that real litmus test of, okay, are Fnatic going to be able to get over those nerves, right? It's a big point for them. They made big roster changes and it worked out to at least get to here. But now they're on the stage, they're young guns, they brought in new firepower. It was a bit of a plug and play, as Bosa did say. It wasn't a super hard change up in that aspect, but still, it is new players, new environment. And, well, they already said on the desk that Crew, they've already kind of, you know, I guess had their mettle tested in a LAN environment, and hey, they won the thing. So this is going to be a little bit of a telling sign as to what to expect in the bigger picture. And from what I've heard, Fnatic haven't been showing too much off here. They've been trying to keep a little bit of their practice quiet when it comes to scrimming other teams at Iceland.
I think it's no secret that Fnatic are going to play their cards very close to their chest in this aspect. But again, game one, day one, do we see Fnatic really dig deep in the playbook, bring out some of the, you know, that's Summon FC geekiness, right? That was initially what put them on the map. Whether or not we're going to see it early on, I mean, really depends whether or not Crew can test them. That's my honest opinion here, Lauren.
It's going to be tough to decide between the two, and I don't envy the analysts having to make predictions, and I'm gonna just not do it. So, you know, I'll just say I'm excited to see how it goes, but I'm trying to think of agent select here when it comes down to these maps. Now, of course, Fnatic were one of the teams that did bring the new meta into effect. They were one of the first to kind of highlight what can be used. However, they do shy a little away from Astra, for example. They do utilize her when needed, but not constantly. It's a little bit of a here and there thing. For example, Brimstone gets brought in instead, and even said that they just feel it's a little more viable in what they want to do with it. Do we think we're going to see any big meta changes on the agent select, or do you think it's going to be playing to safety here?
I mean, much to the point I just made, I don't think we're going to see anything crazy in game one here, unless, you know, things get, you know, we start pushing towards the desperation strats, right? We start digging deep and start experimenting with things. I mean, if we look at composition-wise, I don't think there's massive differences in terms of, you know, play style-wise, what we're going to be expecting to see out of both teams, Crew and Fnatic. I mean, obviously, previously, you know, on Haven in particular, Fnatic started messing with some of those kind of set plays with Astra that looked fantastic, right? And I mean, expectations-wise with Crew on, particularly on defense, if they leave that to chance and they kind of give Fnatic any space at all in the early round, we know how quick Fnatic are to punish that.
It seems as though they are just going to get themselves set up here. May take a second or two, but this does mean that you guys at home can start telling me your predictions. I always want to hear it. Use the hashtag, of course, get on Twitter. I want to know who you guys are predicting this. And don't just give me a name. Give me a little reason as to why. Give me a little bit of a... See, look at this guy. See, you want to vote against him? No, you can't. You can't. You can't. The moves.
No, A and X.
But there is something to be said about having... someone like Bosa to lighten the mood for the team. These are young players, and we'll say it time and time again. We'll have to constantly go fix it is a big point.
That's how I think.
That at this point, you do need someone who's going to be that emotional lift. And I think a couple of people were surprised seeing the likes of Yampy, for example, through it was like the vlogs that Liquid were doing, being such a huge element of a mood lifter, a refocuser, someone to bring them back to that element, which is incredibly imperative. So I feel as though Bosa does play a big role in this, and it does add to the weight on the shoulders, right? It's something that is going to have to be brought up that you got to hope for Boaster's sake they're all in the right place and the mindsets are right, because it's going to be hard to lift them back up if they do start on a downward trend. Emotional players, highest highs, lowest lows, but they have the structure. And that's something we can't say enough. And I've got to say it, Crew do as well. They're a team, to me, that have constantly seemed phenomenal when it comes to that. They have that kind of surround to them. They have the strategic approach that gives them that safety as individuals, that they don't just need that, you know, I guess rolling it back, tens and friends, screaming team, right? You can play as a collective. You get to have all of it.
Yeah, I think, you know, if we look back, we start talking kind of concerns or win conditions, right, Lauren? It's whether or not Crew can really find value from some of these more unorthodox rounds. I mean, some of the biggest losses we've seen from Fnatic regionally have been versus teams that are able to really embrace the chaos of playing a very fast and loose game and switching things up constantly round by round. Now, for Crew, they need to be able to nail those rounds consistently, but also be prepared to remain very disciplined in terms of the rounds that they play out slower.
Okay, so let's then talk about win conditions. As of course, we are filling a little bit of time, so, you know, keep yourselves locked in. Don't worry, we know it as well. We're here with you, but it does mean we can kind of talk a little more nonsense. Now, win conditions for, let's start with Fnatic, right? It's the easier go-to. We've seen them a lot, especially as we are more predominantly EU casters. So in your mind, let's set the bar, right? Let's talk about those win conditions that get them this game, and then we'll flip the switch and talk about Crew as well. What do you see being, let's say, 2 or 3 just very key components that would create that avenue for them to collect this victory?
I mean, honestly, the win conditions for Fnatic are being able to really nail those choreographed rounds. I think overall, those are the ones that make it very, very difficult for a team to adapt to on the fly, because Fnatic have so many of them, right? We know the playbook is so deep for Fnatic. Now, really, again, from what I just mentioned, it's some of those unorthodox rounds that are the ones that can be Fnatic's demise, right? And then you see a kind of snowball effect of, you know, they keep doubling down on this early round aggression on defense, and it gets punished time and time again because they're so eager to try and condition the enemy team into doing certain things. If that doesn't happen, then it's almost like, actually, in terms of being versatile and adapting to those things, Fnatic have struggled in the past.
Okay. So then we'll take that as a starting point. Let's flip it to Crew. Let's talk about what you see being potentially their gateway into this, because I think the map pool definitely caught your eye in that regard.
Yeah, particularly on Haven, it's going to rely a lot on Crew finding value from kind of their default setup, because